folks, and welcome to another vlog from Homes at Heart. So another one from me today. So thank you all for watching the previous vlog. So we're doing a little bit more of preparation today ahead of the next coming weeks, ready for the workmen to arrive to do the renovation on the upstairs of the house. So I've just been cracking on this morning. I haven't really filmed anything really, but I have just taken down my dressing table because I am going to get rid of that because I've had it for quite a long while and I think someone else can get some use out of it now. So I've given it a quick wipe down. I've actually taken it apart and I've gone through all of my makeup stuff, binned loads of it that I don't use anymore, that's really old. So I've had a proper declutter there, which I'm quite happy with. I've got the same to do in the bathroom shortly, which I'm probably not going to film, we'll see. And then I want to talk to you about some potential colour options and kind of the interior design ideas for both of the bedrooms, I think, today, just to see if anybody out there has got any views on how I can cleverly do some of the things that I want to do. So I want to talk through kind of some colourways, what you think, if anyone's got any opinions. And I know some of you have interacted in the comments on previous videos, which is massively appreciated because it does really give me some food for thought. And I've got time to think through these things. So whilst I can, I thought, well, I'll show you guys and see what you think. So yeah, I'll show you what I've done here and then I will go through the potential colourways that I'm thinking of at the moment. Stay tuned. Theo's come to say hello. You saying hello to everybody? Say good morning. So folks, this is the state of the bedroom currently. So I've just taken down the dressing table. Russell absolutely killed me when he gets home because he always says, wants to get something in my head. That's it. So yeah, so I've taken that down. I've taken photos of it already. Actually, it came down a bit better than what I thought it was because I couldn't work out first how to get this off, but worked it out in the end, taking the drawers out and stuff like that, and yeah, sorted through everything. I've had a proper gut of all this. So tons have gone in the bin. There's a bit for probably shoving the car boot stuff. I just need to give that a clean down and that can go in the garage shed. And then, yeah, a lot more organised there, which is good. I know what he's going to say when he gets home. Where are you going to do your makeup on? So I'm going to have to get used to it because we're going to be to-ing and fro-ing over the coming weeks. I'm just going to get one of my mirror out and just sit there and do it. It'll be absolutely fine. I might even actually, oh, he doesn't know that actually. I could just use his bedside table because he doesn't really use it anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on and finish up here. Move this out and probably just put it in the front bedroom and get it on Marketplace. And then, yeah, I just need to do some bits in the bathroom because I've got tons of stuff in there. Let me just show you. So this is the current monstrosity. Sofa's just chucked in there. So this is obviously all coming down when the bathroom's done. So this all needs to be completely emptied. There's just loads of random, it's just all chucked in, cleaning stuff. There's loads of towels in there. They all need to come out. The medication needs to go through and bin anything that's really old. And then the same with all of this, basically. Go through, chuck anything that's old, been hanging around for too long, quite frankly. And yeah, get it all out really and see what's what. So that's really the plan, I think, for this morning. That's all done now. So there's hardly anything in here at all. Mostly cleaning stuff in there. Spare towels. I've just got rid of a ton of them that we just don't use. And then, yeah, the bare essentials on there. And then this is cleared down pretty much now. There's nothing really left in here. I cannot wait to get this bathroom done. It just drives me mad. Just the tiles, cleaning all of this. This is all discoloured now. You can't really see it on the camera, but it is. I mean, it's done its job, but yeah. So that's that job done now. And I'll keep that to a bare minimum. Not really done much in here. I haven't moved those yet. I'll probably leave that till one evening, to be honest. And then, yeah, I've pulled the dressing table down, so there's a lot more room in here. So, right, I just want to talk about decor and what I'm thinking at the moment. So, because I know on a previous vlog I'd said that I'd done some samples, but I hadn't shown you. So, in this room, we still like kind of blues and things like that. So that's what we're thinking, but not this kind of baby blue. What's the other word for it? Dusky blue type colour. Because we've had this for such a long time now, it's time to mix it up. And this paper's done incredibly well, so I can't really complain. I think this was only like 10 quid a roll or something when we did it 8 years ago now. So, and it's pretty perfect, to be honest. In one respect, it's a bit of a shame, but it's time to mix it up. So obviously this furniture is going to be changed over with the furniture in the other room so that we're able to split the front bedroom a little bit. And I know William Morris has blown up all of a sudden. It seems to be absolutely everywhere. But I've always quite liked it anyway. And I feel like I'm jumping on a bit of a bandwagon by doing this. But I found this paper. Now, actually, online it was a different colourway. So it was more kind of a deep pink here instead. But this is the one that Russ ended up actually bringing home with him. I asked him to pick it up for me. And he bought this one instead. And actually, I was like, oh, I do quite like the orangey, rusty terracotta tones that are in there. But obviously, I do want to keep this room quite blue. And obviously, because we'll move on to the landing in a second, but because the landing is going to be green, I'm just thinking of the kind of flow of colours as you walk through the house. Obviously, you'll come up the stairs, across here, and then into here. And obviously, I'm not going to talk about the bathroom too much in this vlog. That'll be a separate one. Theo, look, he's desperate to go on the bed. I knew that's what he was waiting for. So basically, I've been chucking a few samples around. So we got a tester colour match to this colour here, which has come out like this. And it's actually this colour here. Shadowed ivy, which is actually really quite nice, but it does tend to come up differently in different lights. So there we go. So we did think about doing this terracotta, but I don't think I want that for this room. And we did talk about doing the navy as well, but we just think that'd be a bit too dark, and I feel like I'd be a bit limited to how much coverage we can do with one particular colour if we go this dark. When actually we originally decorated this bedroom, when we did this, the idea was always to have a navy blue wall here. We just never ended up doing it. Like to make it opposite, but never to do the full thing. That was a bit too brave for me back then. So because this room's getting back to brick plastered, we're going to have the ceiling overboarded, because it's just way easier than trying to even attempt to take this down where it's coming off slightly. And I would love to have a ceiling rose put back in, so that is my plan. We'll obviously replace the coving. I'm absolutely open as well to putting a picture rail back in here, because I do kind of like the look of that. And obviously, if we do it in here, it would match the front bedroom, which I'm hoping to put back as well. And obviously, because the room's going to be changed around a little bit, yes, I'm thinking that wall where the bed will be in the wallpaper, and then basically every other wall, this shadowed ivy colour. Do I do the ceiling? Question. Because it's going to be completely flat, so it'll be completely skimmed and smooth. do we just do the whole lot and save themselves the hassle of trying to paint the ceiling white? I don't know if I will decide when I've done the landing what we go for there. So thoughts welcome in the comments, please, about do we do the lot? So do we keep the ceiling white and do that, as I say, that wall fully papered, and then all of the other walls, because you're not going to see too much of the wall colour really, because this section will be taken up by the massive wardrobe, which we still need because practically we need somewhere to put our stuff. There'll be a chest of drawers probably over there, and then there'll probably be a dressing table or something there, I'm not quite sure yet, and then the TV will be mounted on here. So yeah, what do you think? Do we do the ceiling? I've seen some really, really nice orangey type light fittings as well, but I think nothing's stood out to me just yet, so I think I'm just going to get a brass light fitting as is, bog standard, and then find a really nice shade, unless I come across something in the next couple of weeks, we'll see, but I haven't yet. And yeah, I think I'm going to put a ceiling rose back, and then these I did months ago now, and this is how far I got. I would really like to have had them back to wood, because this is really close to the furniture that we'll be bringing in here. But some of it is just really stubborn. And I'm really struggled to get it off. This is with paint stripper and everything. So again, has anyone got any tips? And I don't really know what they're going to do when they replaster. I'm assuming they'll just keep all of this wood here. And then this track's coming down, because I hate them on the tracks like that. I mean, they've been up for forever. So yeah, they need replacing. So yeah, thoughts in the comments on this room. I will, if my editing skills have done me good here, I will have popped some visuals in as I've been talking. So yeah, hopefully you've got a bit of an idea of the type of vibe that are going for in this room. Obviously, thing to say is the carpet, we're not going to be able to replace that straight away. So for now, I would really like to give it a rug doctor, to be honest. But timing wise, if we're going to be able to do that before we put furniture in, I don't know. And I'm hoping to get a biggish rug anyway, not this one, although it's actually not far off the colour. But we've had this for like 8 years now, so time for a change. Look at him, honestly. You all right there, mate? Comfy. So yeah, that's this room. Now, in the landing stairwell, obviously I've spoken before quite a bit about colour drenching in here, and I think I am still going to do it. Thank you for all of the comments and suggestions. There were some really, really good ones, interesting. I think my light fitters are a little bit controversial. Some people don't like them. I quite like these, although in hindsight, yeah, they're just a bit of a pain to clean. So this is the sample. Now, this is actually the one from in the bedroom. This is the shadowed ivy. So it is quite a bit lighter, actually, in contrast. And obviously I spoke about doing the whole lot, so painting the doors and everything, because this drives me mad. This is filthy. Trying to keep white is just the most unpractical thing. And even you can tell there, look at the colour difference. And I just can't stand that. So I'm thinking it'll just be much easier. But I might get this with a sheen, so it's just a little bit of contrast in the tone. But I do think that is what we're going to go for. And I did do a couple of samples here as well. It's very different in different lights. And I know it's going to be quite dark, but it's dark now with it just being plaster. And again, the carpet on the stairs is going to come later. It's not something we're going to be able to do straight away. So yeah, I think this one's pretty much set, and then obviously there'll be a lot of artwork down here. There's probably going to be artwork here and towards the end. And I have got a I've had it absolutely ages, a black radiator cover to cover that there, so we're not going to bother replacing that one. And it's got 2 little drawers in it, so that should make this area look a bit better. We're not going to have all this wire because there'll be actually ventilation in the bathroom. And then I have seen, I'll pop it on screen now, a little like wash basket, because I'm not going to have that one there, that will probably fit here just nice. Actually, it's just about as wide as here. A little double one. It's only small, but it should do for us. I just think that would keep it nice and contained. And you still should have enough room to get up here. Obviously with this here now, it'll be about that much space as that's taking up there, and you've still got plenty of room to get up the stairs and through. So I'm thinking that as well, which might be quite nice. I'm hoping when Russ has built his Lego Van Gogh sunflowers painting, that might go here or here. We'll see. I'm not sure how big it is. And then in here, so this is the one that is making me think the most. It's not keeping me up or anything, because I enjoy the process, but yeah, this room is more challenging. So in here, so just excuse all of the furniture that's stacked up and everything, because obviously that's not going to be there. I am still going to... Oh, he is literally growling out of the window, Theo. Theo, come on. I don't know what he's growling at. He always does it out of one of the bedroom windows. No, we're not growling at nothing. So obviously this will be moved, replaced with the white furniture. And then I know some people disagreed with the IKEA Kallax, and I understand why. However, I'm going to put a few more visuals in now for you to have a little look at about what I'm thinking for this space. Because what was interesting is Russ helped me take the racking down last night. For those of you that watched the previous video, it was in here, so he helped me take that down. And actually, just before he did take it down, I just put it in that space there so I could just see. And actually, I do think I like it. I like the kind of contrast to having some of the cubes potentially open, and then obviously with the storage, and it will give a ton of storage, and that is the benefit. I have seen obviously doing it with wooden slats and things like that. However, it just limits the amount of storage that you get. And obviously you can get quite a lot in those units. So you can either have the boxes, or you can have the little doors put on there. And there's actually some really nice overlays that you can get with the drawers as well. So that's also a potential option. However, I've been scouring Pinterest for God knows how long now, trying to think of the best ways to do this. So obviously, if the unit comes out here, there will actually be quite a bit more space than what I thought there, because we are going to get this radiator moved. I think we're just waiting on a quote to see how much it's going to cost to obviously take that out completely and have a little radiator there and a little radiator under there. So two small ones splitting up the space. And actually, I'd originally thought to have my desk on this side of the Kallax, but Russ was like, well, why? You can have it there. So the electrician's going to put a double socket there. So the desk is probably going to go butt up to that wall instead. So what I'm thinking is, in the kind of air of being a bit bolder, and let me know what you all think, is these are the colour palettes that I'm thinking of. So with the kind of rust terracotta type colour, I'm thinking, how can we split the room using probably a max of like three colours max. So I'm thinking towards this end, we go rusty terracotta and bring in little elements of the sage, maybe a little bit of mustard, maybe a little bit of blush, not sure. And then this side, we keep it more for the sage tones. So you come off the landing where it's quite, where it's green, and then you come into here and it's quite subtle. This is the wallpaper that I've seen. And I think it's quite whimsy. It's quite like a whimsical type print. It's kind of quite natural, but it's got those little like fun elements in there as well. And I quite liked that one. So that's the one that I've seen at the moment, because I'm still not sure what's really going to be this side yet. There's potential for this to become the bookcase and move the books from the dining room upstairs. That's a potential. To have a little seating area here. So it's quite open. So I don't want to go kind of too bold initially because I don't quite know what the space is going to turn into. So I'm thinking this colour palette will kind of go with whatever it ends up being. And obviously, again, all this will go because it's all going to be overboarded. So it'll just be easy, smooth. And there's going to be 2 light fittings, one this side and one that side. And again, we're just going to have the brass light fittings, the simple ones, and I'm going to get a shade for it. But with the rust colour, so bearing in mind, if that was all wallpapered, that side, I'm unsure of the main colour of this side walls. And again, hold the thought on the ceiling. Not sure. Do I be really, really brave and take that rusty terracotta colour? Now, there's a few colourways and I'll pop them in now that I'm initially thinking about. Do I literally, let's say here for argument's sake, where this paper's coming off, follow the line all the way up, straight up, all the way over the ceiling and back down here, which will roughly take us to about here, where this drawer is, and completely drench all of that in the rusty terracotta colour, ceiling included, so it's squared off, and then you'll have the collapse there. So I'm just imagining when you walk in, then you're going to have the wallpaper all here of the sage colour, quite calming. Maybe some, like, I'm thinking like pinstripes, some different kind of, maybe a bit of floral fabric, bit of a seating area, nice rug. I'm going to do something with these. I'm going to find out the best way to clean this up. I've never touched it in the whole time. So I need to do a little bit of research on the best way to bring that up to basically bring it back to life a little bit. Because obviously that isn't going anywhere. It's beautiful. And then I'm going to probably get some towel transfers for these and make a little bit of a feature there. Not decided exactly what yet. So that's the initial thought. So yeah, when you walk in, you'll have the green paper here. Yeah, some nice kind of stripe, bit of contrast, lots of texture, nice rug. And then you'd have the collapse, which would be mostly full with kind of the boxes. I'm thinking like the wicker type ones, maybe some of the drawer ones, maybe some greeny tones, not sure. But then you'd basically be hit with this terracotta colour, but it would physically feel, because it'd be colour blocked in a way that looks like a completely separate space. Without obviously physically doing anything to the room at all. Now, I don't know how it's going to work. I really don't. I'm just trying to visualise it, and I haven't actually played with ChatGPT yet to see if I can get it to understand what I want to do here. But that's kind of my thinking. I'll throw a few more visuals in now. This is as close as I've been able to get at the moment with where my thought process is. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So let me know what you all think. Am I crazy? Is this going to just not work? Obviously, how I'm going to get the line straight is another thing, because it'd have to be crisp. And then, yeah, what if I do that side? Do I want a stark ceiling white again? Or do I choose a more of a neutral tone to go on the walls and the ceiling this side? I'm trying to make my life a little bit easier, to be honest, because when I painted downstairs, but with having a picture rail, you can't just paint the top bit. So if you were just doing the walls and you wanted to give it a freshen up, if you paint that top bit of that picture rail, you've got to paint the ceiling, because it sticks out like a sore thumb, because white never stays white, let's face it. And I just don't want that hassle, to be honest. So I'm thinking of what's going to be bolder, what's going to make the room feel really like cosy, but obviously give it that two room feel without that actually being the case. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, please. I'm super interested to know whether I will have instant regrets, or do I just go for it? What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that I decide that I don't like it on the ceiling and I paint over it. And I know it'll be an absolute faff to do, but that is probably the worst case scenario. So yeah, let me know in the comments. The bit that I just forgot to mention is as well what I have been looking at as well. If I don't feel like I'm brave enough to do that, which why not? There's some I've been looking at like making an arch. I'll pop the idea in now. And having that as a bit of a backdrop to the desk. You can get kind of these stick-on decals, but they're quite pricey, to be honest. So if I was going to do anything like that, I would just paint it myself. And yeah, or do we do some kind of different feature there? So yeah, bearing in mind that radiator's going. So it's quite a big wall to work with. And obviously this door is there as well. Now, we could replace that if we wanted to. Absolutely not precious about keeping that one, to be honest. So yeah, but obviously there has to be something there to keep that contained. So we could replace that door. I don't plan on replacing any other doors in the house. So yeah, exciting stuff. Right, folks, I'm going to leave that one there. So I'm just sat in this chair thinking, this is what I do. I literally have like a burst of energy, get loads of stuff done, and then just sit here for 10 minutes thinking about what it would be like to sit in this space. I've always kind of loved interiors and things. I've just never been really that brave. And this time we need to be a bit braver. Like I said in previous vlogs, this getting this done up here means that obviously we've got a chance to reset everything and do things a little bit different to what we did when we moved in. And it's been a long time, you know, we've stuck with what we had for, 8 years, like it's done us well. But I really want the house to just like scream joy. I want to walk in, because I said to you all, I'm a complete homebody. I love being at home. That's my happy place. So I'm most content, most calm, and I just want the house now to start to reflect that, and I want to be able to walk in and just be like, I absolutely love these spaces. And yeah, I've got an arty background. It's kind of part of me, and I love kind of looking at all this stuff. This is what I'm doing in the evening, keeping me occupied. Looking at all these different things. I haven't even started going out and looking at kind of like soft furnishings and going anywhere yet, but we've got a week off coming up next month, which I'm really excited about. So not that I'm going to buy anything just yet, because I won't have anywhere to put it, because the work will still be ongoing, but I'm definitely gonna use that week to get out and about and have a little look at things and try and put some ideas together and finalise things a little bit. Because yeah, I'm one of these people that I love planning it and thinking about it, but I don't want it going on forever. So yeah, so we'll start to hopefully make moves, and actually, fingers crossed, by the time the work's all complete, we'll be kind of mid-April, so we'll be going into better weather as well, so we'll be able to get cracking painting, and it'll be able to dry better and stuff like that. So timing wise, keep your fingers crossed that it all goes well. But yeah, any suggestions I'm absolutely welcome to hearing them, especially I suppose thinking a little bit more maximalist than minimal. It's very minimal now, and although I don't like a lot of stuff, I want it to feel lived in, but in a good way. So I'll leave this one here. I hope the visuals will give you a little bit of idea of where my head's at currently. It could all change. It's changed a few times already. So let me know what you all think. I hope you enjoyed this one coming along with me. Hopefully this is kind of the last bit of the organisation now. There will be a couple more vlogs coming on us kind of taking the furniture down and documenting all of that, because we want these as well to look back on ourselves, the process that we went through of doing all of this. So yeah, there'll be a couple more coming up like that, and hopefully Russ will be involved, because I'm not taking the furniture down on my own. And then I am going to end this one here in a second, but I am going to go and film just how the windows are currently, how the door is currently, because like I say, that's getting done later this week coming, so that's all exciting stuff. So obviously I won't be able to film them putting in the windows, but I'll do a little before and after and things like that. So yeah, this will be the first big job ticked off the list as of next weekend, which is great. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've sat with a cuppa and have some thoughts for me. You know, like I say, pop them in the comments. I'm all ears. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do think about doing so. It really does help us grow. And if you do like or share our videos, we really do appreciate it. So thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you again very, very soon on the Homes at Heart channel. Bye for now.